Hello there, I'm in Donegal today and I'm up on the Inishowen Peninsula. So that's one of the most northerly points in Ireland. And the plan today is to climb and camp up on the summit of Slieve Snaght. And that's the highest mountain here on Inishowen at just over 600 metres. And I haven't been up there in quite a while. It's a lovely summit, big cairn, pretty rocky. I have the Bivy with me, so getting a spot shouldn't be too difficult. And a really cool start to this walk. I'm following like an old drover's track, which comes up from the little village of Dumfries. Look at that super cool sign. Just highlighting the pilgrimage route up to the top of Slieve Snaght. I'm actually following a route in a guidebook by Adrian Hendroff, Donegal Sligo Leitrim, a walking guide by the Collins Press. Highly recommended. Plug for Adrian. But I'm gonna make a slight detour. So that's Barnonmore, and that's 317 metres. And you know what? It just looks too inviting to leave out. So I'm going to head up and climb to the top of that, come back down and join this Drover's Trail to head up to the top of Slieve Snaght. Well, it was well worth the detour. Fantastic views from up here in Barnonmore. I can see some of the big hills of the Derivés now with this wee bit of elevation. Sort of muckish and Donegal. And a lovely view over the Slieve Snaght. And up at the northern end of the hill, I can see out to the Scottish Islands and some of the mountains on the Scottish Islands. Not sure whether it's maybe Jura or Rum. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Loads of flying ants up here. But this wee breeze is keeping them sort of down on the ground, and hopefully that'll stay for me up on the top of Slieve Snaght in the Bivy. It's bog slog time. A lot of bog tromping here. Ground isn't particularly wet, which is only saving grace. Otherwise this will be an absolute nightmare. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and you know what, it's actually lovely weather-wise. It's fairly warm, there's a nice wee breeze, good bit of cloud to keep the sun away, and I am heading for there, which is Slieve Snaght Big, and that then will be a nice wee walk up to the top of Slieve Snaght itself. So that shouldn't take me too long. Made it to Slieve Snaght Big, and that's just over 500 metres. And there's Slieve Snaght itself. So about another 100 meters of climbing, which won't take me long. It's cooled down quite a bit, so I've had to break the jacket out. I'm just exposed to that sort of northerly breeze, and you can see there's a wee bit of cloud and mist blowing in down at lower levels. I'm at the top of Slieve Snaght, and you can see the trig pillar here is inside this cairn, so it's got like a wall all the way around, and maybe in the background there you can see it's quite a rocky top, and a lot of people have been building cairns up here over the years. So it's just cairn after cairn just across the top. It is pretty cool now. You can definitely tell it's the end of the summer, and the cooler evenings and cooler nights will be coming back in for wild camping, which is good in a way because it gets rid of all those midges, but it means just to get the layering right. So I suppose what I have to do now is to find a spot to bivvy down. There is a holy well here just at the summit cairn, and it's called the Well of the Eyes, and there is actually a well with water. You can see down in there, so you can see it's definitely a place of pilgrimage, and there I know, you know, there's different viewpoints and arguments about sort of having memorials on the mountains, but there's one there that is to commemorate somebody who died, and there was a walk up to the top of Slieve Snaght in their memory. So we've had a good scout round the top here to try and get a wee place to bivvy down, and this is what I've come up with here. So nice wee flat area, just about the size for a bivvy, so you don't really need much, you know what I mean. You probably would have struggled with a tent up here. Now that sort of stiff wee breeze, there's not really anywhere to get out of it, but once I'm down close to the ground, it's sort of okay, and there's loads of cover here with all these rocks to get the stove on the go. It's nearly 8:30. Sunset is at 8:30, and away out to the west there I can see a red glow away on the horizon, just with the sun's getting ready to go down. The clarity today is really exceptional. I can see clearly the mountains of Sligo, all along Donegal, I've already said I can see up the Scottish Islands. I can see away over to County Antrim and the Sperrins. Really, really, really clear air. Oh, that's me all set up. Here we are. And hopefully that shall give me a good night's sleep. You never know, you never know. Sometimes you just sleep really well, sometimes you don't, and I don't know, it's maybe more about the person and the surroundings, I don't know. The mist did roll in for a bit, just as the sun was setting, and that was actually quite cool because it had like a glow, you know, to the red sunset, and just as the mist drifted in and out, and it is quite cool. I can feel it in the tips of my fingers, and that's not surprising with a northerly breeze right up here at the north of Ireland. But it should be nice and warm when I get down into the sleeping bag. So yeah, just beautiful up here. I wasn't sure whether I would have the place to myself. You know, there might have been somebody up here, maybe for the sunset or something, but there's been nobody about, and haven't seen anyone at all on this trip. And again, still really clear. I can see all the lights for miles and miles, and there's still a red glow away out west, just where the cloud is broken. But yeah, so fantastic. Yep, so good night. Good morning. Had not too bad a night's sleep. It's one of those ones where when it comes to near time to get up, that's when sort of you're at your best sleep, so you don't really want to get up, but I did. So there's been a bit of mist floating about this morning. It's taking its time. I think it's lifting up and trying to clear, but I haven't had much of a view this morning. So I've contented myself with packing up, getting something to eat, and having another cup of tea. So I'm all packed up, and again, you shouldn't know that I've been here just following the leave no trace principles, and somebody else was up here enjoying a bottle of Kopparberg, and I will take that with me. And again, that's back to Mountaineering Ireland's campaign of take one from the hills. So if everyone takes one thing from the hills, that would be a lot less stuff that will be left on the hills. So I'll get on my way. I'm I'm going to drop off Slieve Snaght and head up to the top of Slieve Main, and then I'll drop back down onto the old Drovers path that had come up yesterday. So the drop off Slieve Main, which you can see behind me there, wasn't too bad at all. And I've walked across quite a bit of bog, and again with all fairly dry weather over the past few weeks, it was no great task to walk over that. I made pretty good ground. So I've now reached the Struan River, and there's a lovely little gorge here. You can see there's some cool mountain ash. And I'll follow this down. I actually don't have that far to go to reach the wee Drover track again, but it's nice to have the sound of the water and to follow this down and explore this a wee bit. So the sun's decided to make an appearance eventually, and it's really warmed things up, so I've had to take my jacket off. And I've now reached the Owen Bow River, and again this is another cool wee river coming down off the mountain, and I suppose it's easy enough to cross today, but if there was a lot more water on it, it might be a bit more tricky. Though I don't think I would be anywhere near here if there was a lot more water, because you'd need a pair of sort of thigh-high wading boots, I would think, to slosh your way across. And it's been a really cool trip. I haven't been up Slieve Snaght and Slieve Main in an awful lot of years. And I was just flicking through, sometimes you need to be a bit of inspiration right here, just flicking through that guidebook by Adrian Hendroff, Donegal, Sligo, Leitrim, and this just caught my eye. I'd actually planned to camp up on top of Donegal Ridge, so that's I've saved that for another day. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. It was nice to camp up the top, just among all the rocks and stones. And really clear air, so fantastic views. The mist rolling in yesterday evening and this morning was cool as well. Although it had a cleared quicker this morning, it would have been better to get even better views. So this I suppose was a wee micro venture near enough. I didn't get here to 4 o'clock yesterday evening, and I'll probably be finished about 12 o'clock today, so not an awful lot of time, but a really cool wee adventure. So I'll see you on the next one.